Brodie, your second Copeland Trophy, how does it feel?
It feels huge. No, it feels really good. It feels awesome. It's been, an awesome last couple of years with the team performing the way that they have. Ultimately the season didn't finish the way we would have liked, but to be crowned, I suppose, the club champion is an awesome achievement and something that I take out of it. But ultimately, what we want to work for is that flag that is just eluding us ever so slightly, isn't it? So we'll be working towards that next year.
And as Buck spoke about, every year has its successes, regardless of whether you win the flag, doesn't it? And so for you, this is a great success. Yeah, something that obviously personally I take from the year, but a lot of people put in a lot of work throughout the year, and it's something that I obviously get to put my name to, but it's the whole team that really contributes to allow me to do what I do each week. So obviously everyone at the footy club and my teammates, a massive thank you to them as well.
Brodie, tell us about your grandfather and what he means to you. The weekly email, is it?
Yeah. So my nan and pa sort of always been my number one support, and nan's sort of a bit gone down with some sickness, with some dementia. So she sort of losing her way a little bit. So to have my pa sort of come over means the world, and I just really appreciate everything that he's done for me, and he's sort of always been my number one support, and my whenever anybody's bagging me, he's always there to say give him hell each week, and I try and do that each week when I play.
Did he play a bit back in the day too?
Nah, I don't think so. He was, he's sort of been a bit of the brains of the family, a bit of a statistician, so he likes to sort of inflate my ego with some stats here and there. But he's just been a hell of a support for obviously my career and just the family in general. Yeah.
You're the first Collingwood ruckman to win back-to-back Copelands in nearly 40 years. Peter Moore, Darcy's dad. With that, I'm sure your grandfather's got that stat as well. With that, is it good that ruckmen are getting, a little bit more recognition now than they have, in recent years?
I don't really, whether I see it as a ruckman or not. It's just great to be, humbled with the award. I don't really put to it whether it's a ruckman or a midfielder winning the award. It's just great to be able to come together tonight and have the whole team and the whole club together. You could see that it was a real sort of club vibe. It wasn't just about the AFL awards. It was the wheelchair. We had the netball and the women's football as well. So and the boys VFL. So it's a really nice family that we're creating at the club, and it's a really awesome space to come in and go to work.
In terms of the preliminary final up against Mummy, there was probably a bit of talk about that duel, probably some mixed reviews at different times, but it's sort of been suggested as well that maybe your next evolution as a player is to maybe adapt even more to what the opposition throws at you in game. What's your view on that? Is that an area of improvement, or is that off the mark?
No, I don't think it's off the mark. I think it's warranted. Obviously, I had a number of hit-outs that were largely ineffective, and I take responsibility for that. I'm part of the midfield group, so that's an area that we'll obviously address next year, and an area that we feel as a group we've got a lot of scope. If we can capitalise on what I'm doing in there and build on our connection. Obviously, we've got some amazing players in the midfield. If we can sort of get that going and ignite that even more so in 2020, then be cooking with gas.
Just in terms of how much you love this place, you talked out there about what this place means to you. How much have you changed, in your time at Collingwood? Obviously, there's going to be the age-old talk about the contract and the like, but what does this place mean to you? Your development?
Well, my life has changed forever playing for the Collingwood Football Club. It's been a home for me since I turned 18, away from home, coming from interstate. To be able to go to games and see people with a number 4 in their jumper, or wear one sock up, one sock down, and people just sort of hitting me up and messaging me when I don't necessarily think that I'm, I suppose, contributing, and people sort of reaching out. And I'll never, I suppose, be able to say thank you enough to how supported I've felt from the Magpie supporters. And I suppose, that's what I just try and do, is each week just try and put it all out there and try and repay them and my teammates for all their support, and obviously all the coaches as well. So, my life is far better for being involved with this organisation, and looking forward to next year.
You've spoken about, I suppose, the lure of potentially going back home to Adelaide and being around friends and family, but it's reported that you want this long-term deal, 7 years. The club's offering 3 or thereabouts, we hear. Why such a long-term deal if there's still that feeling of maybe lure of home and family and friends?
So I'm not quite sure what you're trying to ask there.
Well, I'm sort of asking whether if there is that lure of, if you're undecided of going back to Adelaide, why wouldn't you take a shorter deal if you're unsure about whether?
Yeah, I
rather
suppose
than asking for a longer one.
Yeah, I suppose the nature of the contract situation is that it's it can be a pretty fickle thing, and where it's at right now is that it's sort of just been parked because of where it's at in the season, and we ultimately wanted to sort of just win a premiership, and that was our main focus, and obviously that will continue to ramp up, I suppose, now that the season's done. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm just really looking forward to next year and playing my role and continuing, as I said earlier, about trying to sort of improve the group and drive the group to be better. So I'm not too worried about the tenure or anything like that of the contract right now. I'm just focused on obviously enjoying tonight, getting away, and looking to build on next year. And I think the contract will just look after itself.